Hi all, just a quick one, just when it comes to some exercises to give you an idea of what muscles are working where. In any pushing exercise, so whether you're doing your chest press or a push-up or a shoulder press or even a dip, what you're working is you're working the chest muscles, your shoulder muscles and the tricep at the back of the arm. Your core is going to be working all of the time. If you're doing any pulling exercises, so you're doing a bent over row, so you're pulling the bar up, the deadlift will be classified in here as well. So if you're doing a deadlift, it's also working the same muscles as your bent over row, the same as your pull up, where you're pulling your body towards the bar. The cleans and the sumo deadlift high pull is also part of this crew. Your clean, where you're pulling the bar into the semi squats. Your snatch, where you're pulling into the semi squat. Your sumo deadlift high pull, where you're pulling the bar up. Any of those pulling actions, you pulling with your biceps, so that's your guns. You're also using the lats at the back, okay? And you are using your midline of the back, as long as your glutes and your hamstrings. So in the hinging movements, where you've got your snatching, where you've got your cleans, you've got the deadlifts and the sumo deadlift high pull, included in there are also your kettlebell swings. So there are your hinging movements, adding to the strength of the hamstrings, the back of the leg, the glutes, lower back. So you can see how a lot of the movements kind of band together, getting the pushing and pulling coming, working all the muscles in the body. And there's also that overlap of sometimes more muscles than just the designated ones are working. Over and above that, just when you are pushing, like in a squat, okay, that's also a pushing movement, and you have your lunges, it's a pushing movement. You're going down and up, you're pushing the ground away from yourself. In those movements, you also have open chain and closed chain movements. A closed chain movement would be like a squat or a push-up, where your feet or one of your body parts is fixed on the ground. So your squat, the weight is on you and your feet are fixed on the ground. In the push-up, your hands are fixed and you're going straight down and up. Those are classified as closed chain exercises. Those are quite strong. You'll have a lot more power in those exercises, as opposed to a chest press, where you're lying on your back on the bench and you've got the weight in your hands and you're bench pressing or chest pressing the weight. The weight is free and the body is fixed. That'll be classified as your open chain exercise. The same as you'll see in the bodybuilding, where you're doing the leg press or the leg extensions or your leg curls, where you're working different muscles, but the foot is doing the work, whereas the body is stable and the limb is moving. So those are your open chain exercises. So just to give you an idea of some of the muscles working in your pushing, some of the muscles working in the pulling, the hinging. Core is mostly active in a lot of your closed chain exercises, and then your open and closed chain exercises. Just to give you an idea, again, our Wisdom Wednesday knowledge bombs, to give you an idea of what goes into designing and understanding exercises and programming. Have a good one. We'll see you next week.